And then there's Montana. Then there's Montana and State Representative Ken Peterson. Watching the Montana legislature must be something close akin to going to the circus. I mean, my God, when the governor of Montana, when the state legislature has sent so much goofy crap to his desk that the governor of Montana feels compelled not just to veto the bills, but to take out a veto branding iron. You know one of the bills he branded vetoed recently? Yeah, the Republicans wanted to reintroduce cyanide-based gold mining to Montana. I read that and I thought, you know what? I'm just glad we don't have gold in West Virginia because we'd be up to our armpits in cyanide. We don't even have a general interest in, well, you know, we went over the answers to those questions last night about what would you do to protect the water and for the Democratic gubernatorial candidates. And the closest thing to saying I'm really, really worried about it was the one guy from Dr. Strangelove who said, you know, I won't drink the tap water. There's too much chlorine. It affects my precious bodily fluids, my purity of essence. But this is about bullying. And I think it's safe to say that Republican State Representative Ken Peterson of Billings, Montana, is a bully. Why? Well, there was an effort in the Montana legislature. Now, the Montana legislature, I mean, they got more than their fair share of Republicans, and most of them are damned well teabaggers. And one of the pieces of legislation that they rejected, not that they passed out of committee to be voted on by the legislature, no. Many years ago, relatively speaking, the Montana Supreme Court struck down the Montana statute that made being gay a felony. Okay? I mean, you can't be charged with it. You just can't. So in an effort to come up with some, you know, housekeeping, do a little touch-up, little tidy-up, a bill was introduced in the Montana legislature that would have actually repealed the being gay is a felony statute that still technically exists on the Montana books. I really don't have to tell you what happened to that bill, do I? Okay, I will. The teabaggers, the Republicans running the House committee that had oversight of the bill, killed it in committee. Why? Well, the chairman of that committee is State Representative Ken Peterson, Republican from Billings and teabagger. And he said he didn't feel real good about repealing that bill because, well, it might just still have some applicability. No, really. Not kidding. I promise.
In the state capitol, legislators are on a long weekend, but recent events have caused a Billings legislator to defend comments that some consider homophobic. Republican Ken Peterson voted against Senate Bill 276, which would have removed an outdated Montana law barring homosexual relations. Peterson says the law, which was ruled unconstitutional back in 1997, still has merits. He says gays and lesbians should be prosecuted for overt sexual acts in public and for recruiting members of the straight community.
Recruiting.
But I think the law still can have some potential application. I don't think it was repealed by the Greisen case. Anybody that says it was repealed hasn't read the case or doesn't understand the case.
Now, wait. So not only did he not want to repeal the bill, he doesn't even want to follow the Montana Supreme Court's ruling. He wants... How bored... Oh, Kate, how bored are the police in Montana? Is everything so peaceful and calm that the only thing law enforcement has to do is to run around and see if a couple of guys are necking? And then there's that whole recruiting thing. You know, you join up, son, you get a toaster and window treatments. Jesus!
Peterson says he gets along fine with his gay and lesbian colleagues and did not intend to offend them with his comments. Comments he made regarding the matter made national news. Today, he told us he stands by those comments.
Oh, Jeebus. Thanks to our good buddy Dave Nyward over at Crooks and Liars for that. The Missoula Independent writes as follows. And by the way, Ken Peterson, yeah, that's not Ken Peterson Mohammed. Okay, this is another Christian. Probably a Bible-believing Christian. Peterson, Billings, an attorney, oh, Jesus, argues that the archaic law may still apply in certain situations. Which situations? According to Peterson, chair of the House Judiciary Committee, there are at least 2 prosecutable offenses, felonies punishable by up to 10 years in prison and a $50,000 fine. One is the recruitment of non-gays. Quote, homosexuals can't go out into the heterosexual community and try to recruit people or try to enlist them in homosexual acts. Peterson says. He provides an example. Oh, good. Here, young man, your hormones are raging. Let's go in this bedroom, and we'll engage in some homosexual acts. You'll find you like it. Peterson hasn't actually seen this happen, he says, because, quote, I don't associate with that group of people at all. I've associated with mainstream people all my life. God, I can't wait till the news breaks that he's been caught snorting meth off some gay hooker's butt. Because when you say things like that, it's just about a lead pipe cinch, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of got to be, doesn't it? You want to know what it sounds like when Ken Peterson goes to church? This is what it sounds like.
And on the 3rd day, God created the Remington bolt-action rifle so that man could fight the dinosaurs and the homosexuals. Amen.
Come here, son. Your hormones are raging. I mean, if that's not a come on line, are your hormones raging? Jeebus.